Hello and welcome to Conversations Need to Be Had. This is your host Iviee Mercutio and I'm here with the lovely Jeff. And we're just going to be having a conversation. Feel free to comment, subscribe and like if you like what you hear. And the question for today is, did going to university benefit you?
Hello, what's up? Late introduction, but...
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, I do shout, don't I? Look at the fucking state of that. I speak well loud. Right, okay, anyway. I'll get back a little bit more. Get back. Right, so what I do, I make music and I'm a freelance sound engineer / sound designer. And yeah, I went to uni for 3 years, Southampton Solent University, and yeah, do you know what? I'd say yes and no on university benefiting me. And
what did you study when you was at university?
I studied live and studio sound, so that consisted of more the engineering aspect of sound. I guess.
And that's why you're a sound engineer.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of like benefits, I think nowadays university isn't really key. The reason I say this is because a lot more...
But what made you go to university in the first place? Like, what was your experience?
My experience from it was mainly because, do you know what, I was like a bit stuck in a bit of a rut with my life, and I thought, do you know what, I love making music, that's like my main passion, so why not further this? So I decided to looked at a few universities in there after college, and yeah, I ended up going to obviously Southampton Solent, and yeah, I just basically wanted to further my knowledge in because I enjoy making music so much. I thought this might help me, but little did I know it was a bit different to what I was expecting, because I was expecting it to be just all fun and games making music, when really it's just like essays and maths and science.
Maths and science, really? Oh,
yeah,
I guess.
Mainly because I did the engineering side of things,
yeah.
So it was a bit more, it was a bit crazier. But yeah, it was good. Like the thing with university, I think it's not core. Like it's not a thing you have to do, but it depends on what you enjoy, I guess. Because I enjoyed the university life because I had fun. I met some amazing people. I actually was a bit out of my comfort zone, you know, not being near my family and that. But I had my close friends with me, so because a few of them end up at the same university as me, and yeah, it was sick. I really enjoyed like the whole lifestyle thing, and it like taught me to be a bit more independent and to get things done. But the reason I say it's not really key nowadays is because from what I learned through graduating is you don't just jump into work. So so it's been like hard graft for the past.
How hard was it for you? Like,
well,
what was your expectations at that point?
Well, the thing is, like even now I'm still kind of stuck in limbo with it. But it's just because of my knowledge from gaining from university that I've managed to set up like doing freelance work, just because I know enough people who needed some freelance engineering work. But even so, it's not like so regular that it's like basically my main job sort of thing, which is obviously that would be the main thing as I'd rather for it. But the reason why I said about like it's not really key these days to go to university is just because more places will take you on, do an internship instead, and everywhere is looking for more experiences than there are qualifications these days.
Which kind of doesn't make sense, because it's like, why are you encouraging people to go to university, but then when you go for the job everyone's saying the same thing? Because I've heard many people say that.
Do you know what? I don't know if it's...
How are you going to get experience if you was at university learning the skills for you to do that job? That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
right?
Yeah, I know. What I reckon, and I mean, this may... I probably am quite wrong about this, but a lot of these experiences, you generally have to get a year or two experience under your belt, and... by doing that, by doing internship, the company can pay you peanuts. So for them, they're basically getting a freebie extra pair of hands, and they don't have to pay like half as much. And you know, that's pretty brutal, to be fair. Like, you still got to get by. I mean, you might have to even take up 2 jobs and graft for 2 years just to get somewhere on above minimum wage a little bit, doing what you want to do. So I think that has a key role to play with it, because I'm hearing a lot more about unpaid internship and stuff like that, which is brutal. Do you know what I mean? But like, fair enough. Some university puts up schemes where you do a year out work placement, which is, I think, the way to go with it all. So if you are to pick university, make sure you do something like that. Mine had a few which I've gained experience from, but they weren't like a full-on company that was regular. But the uni itself was really good, and they taught me loads of stuff, and they made me a few connections, but it wasn't really connections like I really wanted to do what I kind of wanted to do with it. So yeah, it's really like hit or miss with stuff like this. I think it's also being in the right on what you want to do as well. For example, if you're like doing something like fine art, I'm guessing that's all to do with networking more than it is. And obviously, how could you art illustrating or painting or drawing or whatever you feel you're doing, but yeah, I think the main key in a lot of this is actually all down to network. Network more than anything.
It's who you know, really.
Yeah,
they're the ones
fully.
that will open doors for you.
Definitely agree with that.
Because like we were just saying, like, you could get the qualification, you can graduate, but then people are not going to give you the opportunity. But if someone heard a good thing about you, then they might be like, okay, maybe I'll give you a little opportunity.
It's always that whole thing though, when you know someone better, rather than them being a stranger. Although you don't maybe fully trust them, like completely, you do have an element of like, I feel more comfortable with him. So for example, I mean, this is probably really biased and I'm probably really wrong, but I believe some of it is correct. But like, if there was 2 people and you knew one of them and you didn't know the other, but the other one had all these qualifications and that, but the one person you do know, he's reliable, and alright, he's not as qualified, but he's reliable, and you know of him, and you've had you've had a personal interaction with him before, and you'd feel more biased to side with him really, rather than siding with a new guy, because already you've made a connection. So I think that's quite true. A lot of aspects with it.
Yeah. I guess, but the way that we're going now is like, kids are like forced into education. Like, they're forced to stay on until they're 18. I mean, when we were young, like, we didn't have that. Like, we could actually get out there and get a job.
Yeah.
And it's like, not everyone's made for that education.
No, of course,
Like, not everyone. And for me personally, like, what do you think would be best for those that are not academic? Like, what avenue should they go down? Because, do you think there's enough opportunities for people to do other skills? Because you don't really hear about a lot of people taking up like agriculture and things like that, like different kinds of...
That is true, yeah. Like, I think a lot of this stuff as well, I think there should be more options. Well, luckily for me, it was actually when I was at school, they gave us more options to do alternative things, which I thought was very different than a lot of places. Yeah, like in...
What school was that?
I went to... it's actually changed its name now. It used to be called Bishop Bell, but I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, when I was in year 6 or 5 or 6, I think, both of them, yeah, and we were given a choice rather than to study normal GCSE levels. We could do 1 day a week at a college to study mechanics.
Oh.
And there was other people who did with hairdressing and stuff like that. And I think that's like a lot better. The reason being is because obviously, like, if you're not academically like driven and you find it hard to, I know a lot of people who hate maths and English and stuff like that, But if you were given the option to do that, then it's it's a lot better, because then they can make you look into doing other things. And I think a big point of it is actually down to the school, because if they present all these opportunities and so what's available for you, I think it will give you a better idea of what a judgment of what you want to choose in your paths and stuff like that. Because if it's never ever presented to you, then you'll never know any better, and you just be stuck with the whole routine of like, alright, I better get my GCSEs, I better get my A-levels, I better get my this, and then you could just end up like a lot of people who end up just going to uni and then realising once they've graduated that it wasn't what they wanted to do. I've known countless friends who have it. Like, I've got a few friends who've got engineering degrees, and one of them is like a salesman for like a company who does interactions with China on manufacturing. And nothing to do with his space engineering degree or some mad stuff like that. Literally, he has like an engineering degree in something really crazy, not just like standard like mechanical engineering. And now he's just like does like head salesperson who like communicates with some businesses in China and how to mass produce a certain product.
Do you think he chose that to go down a different route, or was it because maybe he couldn't get the job that he wanted, so he had to kind of sacrifice what he had studied for?
Do you know what? I reckon it's a bit of both, to be fair. Maybe he couldn't quit. Oh, do you know what? Sorry, I know that was like getting somewhere, but there's actually a really good example of something else. Actually, one of my other friends, Derry, he moved to Hong Kong. He got a 5-year degree in architecture.
Nice.
Worked for an architectural firm, and he actually finally in Hong Kong as well. He moved over there, and this is like high level stuff. Big architectural firm in Hong Kong, and yeah, he worked for about a year or two, then realised that wasn't what he wanted to do. After doing 5-year graft at uni, studying it, then he just his passion was photography, and he's always took pictures and that, and then he pursued that and put all his energy into it, and now he's actually a photographer and he makes money from doing what he loves.
Wow.
See what I mean? So maybe it takes that moment of realisation. I mean, that's what happened to me, to be honest. I was studying arts and graphic design in college. I was really into doing all that sort of thing. And when I was about to go do my foundation degree in fine art, I DJ with a few friends of mine, and one of them one day just asked me, what are you doing at college? And I was just like, oh yeah, I do art and graphic and that. And then he was like, yeah, but I thought you like music. And I was like, well, yeah, I love music. Music is my life. And his one sentence just changed everything, basically. He was just like, if you love music, then why are you doing art? And that moment I was like, whoa. So then I was just like, oh my God, he's so right. What am I doing? And then it was really weird because I went into the interview, I think it was about 4 weeks after that conversation. Went into the interview and I said to my interviewer, who was going to be my teacher, that this is what I want to do. And he was like, what? You're in an interview? And I was like, yeah, I know, but like this isn't what I want to do. So I asked him, what can I do about getting transferred onto like a music course? And then he was just like, okay, yeah, sure.
Wow.
And then I ended up doing music.
See, that's good though, because you was honest with yourself and you didn't know what was gonna happen, but you just said it anyway.
Yeah, literally.
And it actually worked out for you. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff, I think. Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah, man.
It's different, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I think that's what it's got to be down to. Actually, it's I know in this life everything revolves around money. You cannot get away from it. But I think what would give you a little more faith.
Why do you think that you can't get away from it? Because I have a different belief, but I want to your perspective. Why do you think that you can't get away from that structure?
Well, I don't know. We probably could find a nice, humble, way of living in some other country, not in the UK.
Yeah.
But I feel like the UK, especially, we've grown into like a society of like full on dog eat dog style. Go in London sometimes you barely get a thank you or like sorry, but people are just like double busy. They got stuff to do. They haven't got time. They haven't got time for this. And I feel like that's really distancing us from like human nature, because as human we're so.
It's like what you just said, the time thing. It's like, why do we act like we haven't got enough time? Really, we have that time because we can make that time.
Time, right? Is the thing when people say to me, "I don't have time." I was like, well, if it means that much to you, you would make time because it would mean that much to you, I think. But yeah, it's just because we're in that society now where everything. I feel like everything revolves around money. Really distance us from connecting with one another. And like, you know, everyone's got their own gains they want to do, and I think that's what builds up the whole, like, you know, like people messing people over and, like, you know, stealing and stuff like that, because everything's becoming so, like, and I mean, this is slightly off subject of things, but I feel everything's getting more like show off. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
but it goes back to what you were saying earlier about people making out that they're having fun on Snapchat.
Yeah,
and really, they were just in the room and quiet.
Yeah,
it is
literally.
showing off.
No,
it's the ego.
It's the ego thing. Yeah, it's like it's showing to society that you're doing a lot better than you actually are. I think, like, it's a full-on thing now. It's like the whole, like, oh, look at me, I'm having such a good time. Oh yeah, bottles of Grey Goose at the bar and stuff like that. And it's just like sparklers,
yeah,
fireworks, all that, you know. But like,
people who do that, they're so pretentious.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree.
Do you know what, right? Fair dues, if you have the money to spend and you can just, like, crack on and do whatever you want to do, fair enough. You know, you made that money, you did what you got to do, and you've done it. But when you're, like, on lemonade wages, you know what I mean, and you've saved up your month's saving for, like, I don't know, 3 days at, like, a really overpriced bar in, like, Ibiza or something, or Central London, or, you know, it's just like, what?
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's just not. But again, it's just down to this life of, like, you know, showing that you're, like, doing well, doing good. And it's really egotistic. So, you know, it's quite hard, like, to think, because the problem with this, I personally think is, like, I'm gonna sound well old saying this, but, like, what about the kids, man? Like, this is giving kids a different idea on, like, how they should, like, grow up and, like, what they should do. Do you know what, like, the mad thing is, like, this is a really crazy thing, I think, like, in girls especially, right, they are looking way too older than they should be, man.
You said it.
They should not.
They're older than me, and I'm near 28.
Yeah, exactly. To me, it's mental. Like, what the hell?
They're like, oh yeah, I'm like 12. No, I'm joking. But even when I was like, when I went to carnival, like, obviously carnival, you're meant to dress a certain way. You're meant to dress like that, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, I could tell, were really, really young, like 13, 14, and it's just like, wow. But I think it's the social media again.
Nah, fully.
You know, they want to get likes.
I fully agree with that. Literally, like, and not only that as well. I think reality TV, like, intoxicated the mind of everyone. In fact, it's given this new idea of, like, how people should look, because obviously these are meant to be everyday people.
Yeah.
You know.
But they're not anymore.
Nah.
I mean, I don't really watch TV, but if I've passed someone who's watching it, like, and I see it, and I just see how, like, for instance, Big Brother, and I see how the whole format of that has actually completely changed.
Yeah.
To manipulate the people to act a certain way, which they probably did behind closed doors, but they didn't let us know. But now they let everyone know, and it's like the people that they have in there, they're just like the same characters that you get in every other reality show. And then even when I look at them, I'm like, that looks like someone from another one, you know?
Yeah, no,
so
I completely agree.
There's no real reality in reality TV anymore. And that's why a reason why I created this podcast is because that visual aspect needs to kind of go, because we're forgetting that it's beyond the physical. Like, what you see is not really what it is.
No,
but when
it
you
isn't.
hear something, that can generate something within you because it's a vibration.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes if we're just looking at someone and we're just thinking, oh yeah, they're pretty, we'll be more like pay attention to them. But if someone's not like that, we might miss what they're saying. Yeah. You know, and now we're just on a very shallow. I personally think.
I
everyone's becoming really shallow
agree
now.
with you. Do you know what? It's because everyone's got this idea of, like, how people should look as well.
But
like,
everyone's starting to look like Kim Kardashian.
Everyone's just. Don't get me wrong. I'm just putting this out there as well. I've fair enough. You know, if they're fit, they're fit. But like, yeah, it's getting a bit crazy. I think because this is another big thing as well. It's somewhat related to all this. What it is actually, people being glorified, for doing nothing. They're like,
for example, who can you think of?
Who can I think of? All right, I'm gonna put it out there, alright, and some people might be like, oh my god, or whatever, to me, because you might like the show, but the only way is Essex people, man. Putting it out there, alright?
Yeah.
All you listeners, if you watch that programme, shame on you. Shame on you. But yeah, like, it's just, I think it's too crazy now, because what are we doing? We're just watching a load of people who are supposedly meant to be not actors or whatever, and I say that with little bunny-eared fingers. Just obviously you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm saying that right now. But like, yeah, it's not right, I don't think, because then back again, being old, the kids, they watch
the next generation.
Yeah,
that sounds
yeah,
better,
they watch it, yeah, and then they think that's what I want to do. Like, this is going to be a big one, because I'm quite passionate about this subject, actually, and I've had multiple conversations with different people about this subject, and it's the whole thing about YouTubers, right? Don't get me wrong, you know, I'm cool with the whole YouTubers things, but there are some YouTubers out there that are like, you know, they're literally just doing strange, weird things, right? But like, you know, the kids kind of like that. Fair enough. Like, you know, just being like, acting like idiots and just like, you know, trolling, so that's a big thing now, like going on at different people or whatever, and like kids see that and that's what they want to do. Like they just want to become YouTubers and that. And I've got a friend who's an actually like established YouTuber, right, and he's like, you know, that's his job sort of thing, but I don't get like how like that's become such a popular thing that like everyone wants to be a YouTuber and make money from YouTube now. I don't really think that's a liable like career choice.
Well, I think it is, because many people are doing it.
Yeah, that is true, but like,
you know, some people that I've seen, they've been able to buy like massive houses and through it. You know,
literally, it's crazy. It's just
sometimes you get paid to go abroad and stay at a hotel, and you know, there's a lot of benefits. But then at the same time, it's like you're selling your soul. You're allowing random people into your life, and you're creating this illusion of your life around this camera, like. Where does the privacy come in? And obviously the privacy has been taken away, because we don't in this country have that right.
No,
anymore,
yeah, fully, literally, like nothing is private to a certain extent anymore. Like, you know, whatever's been transferred on the internet or whatever, it's got to go through some kind of server, and that server's got to be monitored. So at any point when anything gets transferred on the internet, I feel like you're always going to be. Big Brother's here, man. Big Brother's here.
But even going back to what you were saying about the money thing, if money is just on the system, what if that server goes down? Because there's a few people speculating that it's going to happen very soon.
The massive computer crash where the world just kind of ends. Do you know what?
Well, the world that we know ends.
Do you know what? This is what I feel like is really good for people to sometimes just get away from all that for a while. Like, just go away somewhere like, I don't know, India, Thailand, or whatever, and just, well, Thailand not even so much anymore. That's getting a bit
commercialized, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, just to get away from it.
Let everyone know that you actually have connections.
Oh yeah, I'm half Thai, and like, you know, I go there every year pretty much to go see my family over there, and yeah, it's just like
What's it like?
Every time I go there, I've watched it change so much, and fair enough, right? Tourism is giving a lot of money to the country, and it's making it like, you know, more stable. It's giving us income, you know, it's help giving people jobs, etc., etc. But I've watched, like, you know, the beauty of it change so much, because I mean, all right, there's still areas which there's still like different places in Thailand. Well, the majority of it is beautiful, and I mean, I'll say it like really biasly, obviously, but yeah, but you know, every time I go back, there's like a new plaza being built, and there's like a new shopping centre being built, and like, you know, this, that, and the other, and it was just getting a bit all crazy, really. And I remember I went to, years and years ago, a little beach sort of thing called Riley Bay. And when I went there, it was just full of, like, you know, reggae bars and hippie huts, and it was just a really chilled place. And you'd go there, you know, and it was mainly big with rock climbers, you know, and people who enjoy reggae music, like, you know, and stuff like that. But I went there recently, about a year ago, and wow, has it changed. There's like resorts, there's like little tours and stuff like that, and it's just really nothing like it used to be. And I just remember it, for me, it was just like this really chilled little beach where you'd go there, alright, get a little high, I guess, and then yeah, you just chill out, and it's just beautiful, and it's really tranquil. Okay, that's the best word to put for it, actually. It's really tranquil, and you know, it was one of the most known places for rock climbing as well. So people were into that. They just did their thing, and then the people were just there just to like relax to the maximum potential. They were doing their thing. That was cool. But now, you know, you can't blame tourism really, because that's just, it's inevitable. When saying that there's such beauty in one place, everyone wants to see it.
Yeah.
So, but the problem with that is obviously it comes with the repercussion of like, you know, everything getting saturated, more expensive for things, and like, you know, everything becomes more about the money than actually like doing like love. The love dies. So yeah, I think that, you know, that's some part of it. But then there's other aspects of it, like, for example, in the realm of tourism, which are still really fun. You know, there's some of the parties and that which are held by most of the foreigners, and it's really amazing to have like enjoy a party in a foreign land, I guess, to put it in a tropical area which you wouldn't have in your home country maybe. So, you know, there's negatives and positives with both of them.
But I guess you can go somewhere and enjoy it and not actually go there and destroy it.
No, yeah, of course.
And I feel like this whole Western thing is based on that. And it's like people that come from Asia, people that come from South America, they're the ones that kind of like suffer.
Yeah.
And then they become like accustomed to it, so then they welcome people in, but they don't realise that all their culture and all their everything is getting sucked dry, and it's like...
Yeah.
All for money.
Do you know what? That's the key word you said there is culture, right? Because, you know, a lot of Westerners, we come in to some of these countries and we can be quite arrogant in the way that we want things our way, you know? Like, for example, you, like, go into a lot of these countries and no matter what you do, there will always be a fast food place, you know?
McDonald's.
Why though? Surely, like, it'd be cool if we just enjoyed what they had to offer.
Exactly.
We didn't have to bring what we brought in.
You know what? You find that a lot of the people that go to Marbella and things like that in Spain, like they're like, oh yeah, just want to get a burger and chips and and it's just like
full English in Thailand, man. That was good shit.
Oh, is it? Is it nice? Ooh.
Well, no, it's just like that is just like what can be expected. Loads of people. Yeah.
Wow.
Comfort food, that's the thing.
That's not comfort food, that's just being... Like, you're in a different country, try something new.
No,
learn something.
That's what I'm saying.
Learn
like
with your tongue.
Like, I feel being in the point in going to some of these countries is to enjoy what they have to offer. Yeah. Like, you should... I don't know, I'm quite a yes man, I guess, with these sort of things. I don't really, like, you know, if the opportunity presents itself to me, I kind of say yeah. Like, if there's something to try new food or whatever, I normally say yeah. Although as of lately, I'm a bit more stubborn with food since I've become a pescatarian. But yeah, fish crew. But yeah, I feel like you should always explore. You know, indulge yourself in the culture of everything, man. Because every place have their own roots, and I think it's quite arrogant to go there and be really like, I want it my way. This is how I'm having it, you know. I'm a Western with lots of money. Ha ha ha. I want my burger and chips.
And my kebab.
And my kebab. I want to... Do you know what I mean? Like... Even, like, do you know, it doesn't even have to happen in these, like, you know, places like Asia and South America and stuff like that. Even, like, Europe, I think, like, you could still... Because loads of European countries have, like, crazy culture. I went to Prague not long ago, right? And we just literally... just ate a lot of the local food there. I mean, there was a lot of bread and a lot of cheese, but it was great. Like, do you know what I mean? It was absolutely amazing. And getting involved with some of the, we went to some of these like pubs that were like traditional pubs, and by traditional I mean like it looked like something in a medieval time. Like, it was just like a big table that you shared with everyone.
Wow.
And they'll just keep bringing you beers, There was a guy playing like this like I don't even know what it was. It was like some strange instrument, and he was just wandering around doing laps of the tables, as well, and yeah, loads of stuff like that, and it was really good. Yeah, so I personally think you should get involved with everything like that. It's fun as well. It's fun to see what each place is all about. I mean, a good culture we indulged in was the absinthe.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, painful but good.
Yeah. It hits the right spot.
I don't know about the morning after, but it hit the right spot at the time. But yeah.
So what are your plans now? Like, where are you at now in your life?
Where am I at now in my life? Do you know what? I'm quite like just. I mean, people can see this in two different ways. Like I'm quite go with the flow, but I do have some goals and some ideas of where I want to go, sort of thing. So I'm not too happy-go-lucky, but the point where I've got my music I'm working on, and that's what I want to do, and the other major thing I think as well is like, I think a big part of anyone's life should be to try and travel as much as they can, because it doesn't even age as well, right? Some people are like getting too old for that shit, or whatever. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, man, I've been so on point with all swearing, by the way. Yeah, like, sorry, what was that? Yeah, I think age just doesn't matter either. Age is just a number, because you're as old as you feel. I think it just goes with the lifestyle, with what you're doing or where you're at in your current life. Like, for example, I've got plenty of friends who, they're quite happy just to like get married and start having kids at like 23 and settle down. Wow. For me personally, I mean, that's cool, that's what they want to do, sort of thing. But for me, I feel like I haven't seen enough of the world. I haven't experienced enough, and I haven't just like done enough to be able to just do that yet. I feel like that's so long way away from me, and that's why I really believe that age is only as old as you feel, because if you still I mean, obviously as you get older you're gonna find it harder to like do mad stuff like rock climbing every day, I guess. But like,
have you felt pressured, like, because you're at a certain age, that you should be doing certain things, like from outside forces or even from yourself? Did you always thought, when I'm this age, I want to be doing this? Or
yeah, do you know what? Yes, I really, really do, because I'm 26, so I'm not really old, but I have a lot of friends that are like getting married and like having kids, and I think personally like that's really so far from me right now. I can't really do that, but I feel where the pressure is on me is just because like, it feels like where everyone else is doing it. Some of my like good friends, we still catch up and that, but it's just not the same anymore because they have responsibilities now. And I mean, we all have responsibilities, but like I'm talking in the realms of like babysitting and like.
Well, people have asked you to babysit.
No, I'm on about. Nah, not me. Sorry. No way. But like, yeah, just in the realms of like for them they can't come out because they're doing their thing and stuff like that. Like it's just a shift of interest, I guess. That's the best way to put it. Because whereas I'm still wanting to explore and stuff, they have like other people to care for now. They've got family to look after, and I guess to an extent we all have family to look after. Like parents and siblings and stuff like that, and brothers but like to the point where people are starting to depend on them. And do you know what I mean? I could just about look after myself. Yeah, this is it. Let alone like look after.
And
like.
You know what? That's great that you're honest with yourself, because a lot of people are not honest with themselves. No. Like they think they can take on all these different things, but they can't even look after themselves.
No, yeah.
You gotta be honest.
I think a key aspect of this is to always have good friends. I think because I think just as a natural duty without you knowing, like as a subconscious thing, you'd always help your friend out because he's your friend, and you've shared experiences together that are very like unique to you and the person you share it with. So I think having good friends will really Sorry, I don't even know how we'll go on to the having good friends bit, but I was just thinking about literally.
This is conversations need to be had, and it just rolls, it flows.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's life. Life. But yeah, where I'm at right now, I think that was the original question, wasn't it? Yeah, it's just music and music, travel, art, I guess.
Okay.
The reason I say art anyway is because I've started getting back into art and stuff, and it's just it's good. It's making me I don't know, it's visually stimulating, isn't it? I've got really heavily back into photography again, and that's always fun. It's fun. I think being creative is a good thing to.
I think it's key to keeping sane.
Yeah, healthy. It is.
If you don't create, like, what are you doing? Because we are made to create. We are creators.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like we're on this earth for a reason. Like, why not pave your own way? It's like what goes back to what you were saying about sometimes when other people, you know, they get married and settle down, and you kind of feel like, well, maybe I should be doing that. You know, you kind of feel like because you're not conforming, that, you know, it's you can't do it, but then you can, because you have to be true to yourself.
Nah, that is a massive key in all this, in all life lesson. I think being true to yourself is a big part of it. For me, making music is alright, no one's waving like millions of pounds in my face for me to sell out, so obviously until that happens, that can only I don't know, you can only know then, sort of thing. But like, even when making music, man, I think in all aspects of life, you could be true to yourself.
How does it feel when you make music?
How does it feel for me personally? When I make beats, it's like, it depends. Like, firstly, I go by like 2 different aliases, and they're 2 completely unrelated things, and like, it's just a vibe, I guess. Everything, like, you know, it's the whole capturing the moment sort of thing. Like, especially, like, you know, when you have jams with people making music together, and I love all aspects of it in that area, just because it's what makes me happy, and because, you know, who have you ever met that says I hate music? So yeah, I think it's a key part for me to do it because I love it, rather than just do it because I want to make serious dough. Well, obviously, like, you know, like I said to you earlier, I would love, that's my dream, to make money, from what I love doing. You know, share what I've got to offer to the world. Like, I want people to experience what I make and what I do and stuff like that.
It's like connecting.
Yeah, it is.
That's how I sing music. Like, especially if I perform and then I come off stage and then people come up to me like, oh my god, it's like I just feel like I've made a connection with them, and I don't really feel like it's even me. It just feels like I've done something for them. Yeah. And made them feel a type of way, and that's what I love doing. I like making people feel without actually doing anything physically, just singing. Just by expressing. Yeah, just expressing.
Yeah, expressing yourself. No, that's so true. Literally, that's so true.
I think the less that we see it, that it's ours, and like, the more benefits we'll get from it. Yeah. Because that's the way to be successful, is to be able to connect, isn't it?
Yeah, no, fully. Yeah. I completely agree with that.
But it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
This industry is dog eat dog.
Yeah.
But
it goes back to what we were saying about society, though. This society is dog eat dog, man. You know what I mean?
But I don't know. I just feel like if you elevate each other, there's always enough room at the table. You know?
It's. I think it's just.
You got to be working with the right people, though. You can't be elevating people that are not wanting to rise up and take that stage and do what they got to do.
I think it goes to the point where it's like, it goes down to that person's characteristics. Because if they come across as quite a selfish person, then their traits will always be through self-gain. Whereas obviously, you know, if you're more like, if you just enjoy what you're doing and you love the company of others and you love the fact that you're making people enjoy what you do, and I guess it's a bit more than that, isn't it? You're seeing it as a bigger picture, but it's just a hard case of like doing what you love and making a living from it. So
I think you have to make a sacrifice, but sometimes we make the sacrifice, but it's the wrong sacrifices that we make. Like, we think, okay, well, I want to do this, but I need money, so I'm going to do this job, but the job's shit. And you just stick at it, but then in the end, the job makes you so tired to the point you go home and you don't even want to make music anymore.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's a major sacrifice because you've actually taken away your mojo.
Yeah, it's actually done the opposite and just like what you thought was helping you.
So it's like, should you make the sacrifice of being broke and actually really hustling and having no other option but to make it work? You know, it's like that. But it's like we're so conditioned to think we need money, we have to have a car, we have to have whatever, we have to have a phone bill, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna have to do this. But it's like, I don't know, I just think the way karma and life is, you have to weigh the scales, you have to really put that risk into
it's
things.
It's the balance,
sometimes.
isn't it? It's just a balance.
Yeah.
And the balance of things. Because, like, yeah, it is the balance. You need to weigh up the things together, the priorities of a lot of things. And you can't tip the balance, tip the scales. Too much work and not enough of what you like doing will exhaust you. Alright, you're making loads of money and that, but, you know, you're not really happy, are you? Deep down inside, because you're not doing what you love. But then, doing too much of what you love, you know, working hard enough just to be a normal human being and living, then you're broke, which then will bring you sadness because you can't do as much as you want to do. So yeah, it's just to be able to tip the scales. But then there's obviously, like, you know, you can't. They're not the only two things that's going on in your life, is it? It's not just like work, music. There's like family. There's like friends. There's like social life. You know, there's a lot more to it. If you deduct all them things as well, then that's gonna bring upon other problems.
Isolation.
Lack of friends, and, like, you know, and you can't just like do that. Can you? So yeah, it's just gotta find a balance, and I think the hardest thing, it's back to what we were saying about time, is finding the time. But like I said, if it really means that much to you, you make the time. So it's just, again, finding the balance.
Yeah. But time's a man-made concept. It's not.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't exist.
The only thing you got is now. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, okay, I want to do something. I want to do it now.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in that situation, just do it now. Because some people say that it's like, what you do now echoes on forever.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you want something to happen in the future, you have to do it now.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So then in the future, it will be even bigger. Because I don't know if I'm explaining it right.
No, you are, like, fully. Like, there's another good expression I've heard as well, like, you make your own luck. Which I think ties in with that, in the fact that if you know, to get you, when people, you know, make good luck, yeah, you did something to get that good luck, you know. Alright, fair enough, there's also the flow of life and doing good deeds. You may feel like, you know, other things have happened for you, you know, karma, in good ways, but...
What's karma?
Karma?
Break it down, break it
down. Well...
What it really is.
It's like, through Hinduism and Buddhism, isn't it? It's just the basis of talking about, like, by doing good actions, you know, good things and good fortune and good luck will come to you, because you are keeping the circle of life going, basically, by just, you know, being good. And there's so many aspects of karma as well. Like, you got, because, for example, this one I learnt the other day, actually, because where did I read about this? It's really good. It's talking about verbal karma, like how if you say something horrible to someone, yeah, and you've upset them, right, because you said something horrible, but then afterwards you get guilt and you feel bad. There you go. Karma.
It will make sense now.
Yeah, I know, right? Verbal karma. That's a good concept. I saw that and I was like, wow, that's pretty true, you know. But, like, yeah, it's just you know, just don't be horrible. I think that's the main teaching of it, really. Because if you want good things to happen to the world, if we all be good and we all do good things, I mean, alright, abbreviate good. It's just like, you know, respect one another. You know, let's not harm one another. Let's not commit anything that might upset one another. Let's not, like, you know, I guess like the typical things of like stealing and you know all
But
the.
don't you think, just like what you were saying earlier, like how people are now, their priorities have kind of changed in how they see one another, how they treat themselves.
Yeah.
Don't you think that affects them how they are with other people? Because it's like with this reality and shows and with the social media, people are just more judgmental.
That
It's
is
like, how
like
can we
so
work
true.
together
Yeah.
if people are always going to be judging? And they're subconsciously being told to judge all the time when they're going on their screen, which is subconsciously brainwashing them.
This
like,
is how much. Yeah.
Like, this is reality.
Right,
Like,
this is how much
actually
judging,
true.
right? This is how much judging is involved in reality TV, right? X Factor. There's judges there to judge you. Do you know what I mean? So that's just saying right then, it's just like, you know, not only are we judging people just by watching them on screen, there's programs where there's actually people just there judging someone else's abilities, which is obviously always in the case in life, but showcasing it to the world, you know? Like, yeah, it's just...
And some
it's
people
crazy.
believe that they're so good at singing, and I don't know, I just feel like some of them, they actually know that it's just for show. Like they've been paid extra money or something.
What's your view on X Factor?
I don't...
From a singer?
See, the thing is, yeah...
Go on from a singer's point of view.
I'll be really honest,
Yeah, go on.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
I went to X Factor auditions, and I didn't go...
Really?
Yeah, I didn't go because I wanted to be on X Factor. I went because I wanted to build up my confidence.
Yeah.
And I got to experience it, and it really showed me that I needed a lot more practice, and my nerves were really dodgy at that time, but it also showed me that what you see on the TV is not real.
Nah, of course
The
it's not.
process of actually getting to the auditions, of when people like Simon Cowell are judging you is a long way
Literally
away.
judging you.
You know, and through the years watching those sort of programs, it's just always the same formula. There's always the same sort of characters, the same sort of bands. It's just not real.
Do you know what? That's so true, because you have that with like, even before X Factor with Pop Idol,
Yeah.
and like, and even in the American version, there'll be the guy who like gives shit, takes no shit. He's that really brutal guy, brutally honest, little bunny fingers.
Yeah.
Okay, honest, and then. And there's the happy guy, the guy who's like overly nice, like, yeah, you know, you guys are fantastic, and he goes for the underdog all the time. I guess in this case it was Louis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then there was a person who, I don't really know what their purpose was, didn't really know what was going on, I guess, and that was, I don't know, I haven't watched it in a while.
This is it, I haven't watched
And
it.
there's just like a formula, and these characters that always have them characters. And it's not just even in singing shows, even like in every show
there is nowadays.
Yeah, it's
like,
just the
for
formula.
instance, soap operas, I had to stop watching those. Like, I was still hanging on to EastEnders. Like,
Hanging on for dear life.
That was the only thing that, like, after work I'd finish really late, like 1 a.m. I'll be like, let me just watch one little thing. Let me watch EastEnders.
Oh, soap operas are dead, man. They're dead, literally. Do you know what?
That sort of stuff is just so... All of the stories are just the same.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for me, it's like, if I watch that, I'm going to make that go into my own life and think that's normal.
Do you know why they're dead? Oh, the reason why I say they're dead is because, like, reality TV is killing them. And it's just because people are watching that. Because originally soaps were actors just, you know, acting normal everyday life.
Yeah, real acting.
Yeah, real acting. Acting normal everyday life, yeah. But then reality TV came along, and that was just considered, well, real in bunny fingers. Because, like, what they're doing is probably not what they're like normally in real life. But then as soon as they know the camera's on them, there's like, this is what I'm like, sort of thing. And that's just
we didn't play any music. We didn't put no music in the background.
Oh yeah, shit.
I usually put music in the background.
Yeah, no, sorry, we're just so intense in this
it's
heated
cool.
conversation
It's cool.
that's like.
It's cool.
Yeah, no, alright, sorry.
No.
Although, you know, the music I've been listening, I've been really all over that vanilla.
Well, yeah, you can play a little something if you want, but no, it's good. I want every podcast to be different, authentic.
Yeah, no, cool.
That's what it's about.
How many have you done so far then?
I've done one, but then on the same time when I did one, I did another one.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I interviewed my friend, and then her boyfriend had all his mates round. Turns out they were all in like different creative outlets. Videographer and graphic designer.
Wow, that's
DJ,
pretty good.
a guy who he finished doing his own book, things like that. So it's just like, it's random, but I recorded it, but I don't think I can use it. because it got a bit too loud. The levels are a bit, and then conversations. But I'll see. I've finished editing the first one.
I'll see with this as well, to be honest, because we went a bit mad on the levels to begin with, as you can see. But that's solid.
Yeah, but that's cool because at the end of the day, I want it to be authentic. I don't want it to be over compressed.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like that's what
like what?
It's like the first one that I've done, and I've sent it to people. They feel like they're in the room.
Yeah.
And that's the feel that I'm going for. I don't want people to feel like, we had a script, because that's what I'm trying to move away from. And as a musician myself and someone who conducts sound in their voice or whatever, uses it, like, I know how powerful sound is.
Yeah.
So for me, I just want people to be able to use their imagination once more.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be dying out. And where are we going to have our creativity if we ain't got no imagination? We ain't going to have no creativity.
Nah.
And that's why people just, like musicians, some of them, they're just doing the same thing over and over again. Like they've heard someone else that said they're going to make a song and it sounds like that. And it's like, I'm going the other way, and I don't care. And I know there's a lot of people that want to go the other way.
I'm getting so niche. I'm not even gonna have a BPM anymore.
This is what I'm saying. It's just not.
This is what's happening, alright. I'm going off the rails. I'm making music that's like considered wrong.
Yeah.
Right, off key. What are you talking about? It's my style.
Exactly. Well, now obviously people use auto tune, and the off keys.
Auto tune is really popular at the moment, isn't it? Everyone's sounding like. I don't know, who do they even sound like?
They all sound like Young Thug or Future.
Do you know who did it first?
T-Pain.
Chair, actually.
Chair?
Do you believe in love
Chair?
after love?
Yeah, Chair. I was like, what? I never heard of
Chair, yeah.
Oh gosh, really?
Do you know, have you not listened to that song?
Yeah, no, I have
that song
heard
is
it, but I didn't know
auto-tuned
that
as
was
shit.
the first time it was used.
She's like, yeah, freaked out. Or she said that it sounds like ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I
I feel like
that.
I need to hear it now.
Literally, like, because I was thinking about it not that long ago, actually, because something came on. I think it was that, what's his name? Fetty
Wap. Fetty Wap.
Wap? Yeah,
That's how you know my age.
Yeah.
Fetty Wap, you know.
Yeah, I think it was him.
Yeah,
He was like,
I got constipation.
yeah, you know him.
Yo.
Don't get me wrong, that's actually a pretty good track. I quite like that one, to be honest.
I mean, what they're doing is good for them. Like,
Yeah.
I would never put someone down, but at the end of the day, it's not for me.
Do you know what, right? There's other things as well.
I might like the beats.
When they did it, that was cool, yeah, but when every other Tom, Dick and Harry did it, it's kind of like...
There's a lot of songs now, you seriously don't know what they're saying. Like, you actually don't know what they're saying.
Oh my god, I said this to you last time, there's a video, I can't remember where it is yet, but on YouTube, and it's a dude who literally does that. He literally, yeah, he literally does that. But then like auto-tune himself as well. And the beat is just like so sick, and you're just like, wow, this track's sick. And you don't even know what he's saying. He's just become an instrument, which is kind of cool, I guess. But like, it's kind of
But
weird.
words are so powerful.
Words are powerful.
And if you use the right words, like that can, like for instance, Lauryn Hill. Okay, her first ever album. To this day, it still affects me. It still touches me. It still reminds me of certain things. It still gives me important messages. And it's like I feel the music now. What is the message? The message is let me go out, get some hoes, and get drunk. Like,
drunk.
You're not going to be doing that
Throw
in 50
money
years'
everywhere.
time.
Yeah.
Whereas I could listen to Lauryn Hill in 50 years' time and it will still benefit me.
I think it's because nowadays there's not really a subject anymore. Even in like rap, like, you look at old hip hop and stuff like that, they were real, man. Mobb Deep, man, Jesus Christ, they rapped about like their everyday life, which was just horrific because they grew up on the blocks. Infamous, man. That album was like whoa. And then like Mos Def, he's a G.
Yeah.
And then like all the old like Notorious albums and stuff like that. They were just like so real. Mate, even like Slim Shady, when he creates a persona of Slim Shady, Eminem created Slim Shady or whatever, yeah, and that character when he would just talk about the malicious, horrible, murderous things, yeah, but that was like wow. It was like whoa, he was actually doing something, and he wasn't just talking about going to the club, getting some bitches, fucking pouring some Grey Goose all over people, because advertising is massive now. So let's openly say, yeah, me in the club.
So do you
Grey
think people
Goose.
get paid to make songs like that? So then, companies that are sponsoring them can, in a way, they're kind of influencing the
Do you know
public
what? I'm not surprised really,
drink.
Because now as well, like nowadays, what's the word for it? You know, when they product placement. That's like such a big thing nowadays. Like you watch a film, and he picks up a can. It could just be a generic can, right? And any can, but no, it's a blue, facing the logo. The Pepsi logo is facing the camera. He drinks it. Oh, he even goes, it's good. There's no need for that shit. You can just be like, no, just stuff like that. Like it's such a big thing now, product placement and things. Because like, you know, we're in this like society where just everyone's forced, like shoving stuff down your throat and like buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, and it's like I feel like that's because that's like it's the thing now. It's normal to just rap about it or whatever, or to like, you know, place it in your videos or whatever, and rappers and stuff bring in their own brand of like drink.
Yeah.
Branded drink. Like what the hell?
It's turned into a business. It's not really an art form
anymore.
It
is. It's a business now. That's the best way to put it.
You
It's
know?
like, you know, I made a tune that was massive. Right. What can I do to make more money? I know. I will make my own brand of chocolate. Yeah.
I don't think anyone's making chocolate, you know, but if you want to make
I'm
chocolate...
jumping on that band. I'm not even jumping on bandwagon, man. I'm going to make my own brand of chocolate.
Yeah, oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, just like stuff like that. It's just so... I think it's so crazy, because I feel like that's taking away the point, isn't it? Look at like...
Michael Jackson, for instance, it was his birthday. I think it was yesterday or the day before, it was his birthday. It's like, I don't think we're ever going to get people like that anymore. Like... The way things are now, anyway, I can't really see that individuality, that rawness, that, you know, he always had the same message. Yeah. He's one extreme and the other. It was like, he would have like those romantic kind of trying to woo the women songs. Yeah. Then he would have those like powerful, like, I'm against the system, you know, like that rock, like even his sound. It's just like, no one else has ever made that. And like, for me as a singer, like, that's what I aspire to be like, to make music that is timeless and you listen to it, you know it's me.
Yeah, do you know, this is not what we were saying.
Not that it's, it's Young Thug or it's...
It's what we were saying earlier, wasn't it? The fact that, like, I don't know, everything's just a bit more diluted, I guess the best way to put it. Because I was listening to stuff on the radio, you know, not long ago. I know, the radio, right? and yeah, just like how, you know, the songs that were more... that I felt like I enjoyed it more were the songs that were just like timeless. You know, you hear like Queen and like Rolling Stones and stuff on the radio. You're like, whoa, like, wow, that's pretty, like, that's something special. You hear something now and it just doesn't. I feel like the vibe isn't there as much. I mean, alright, there's a few odd hitters now and then, but it's just not quite the same as, like, you know. I guess it's the way of like everything produced back in them days. Or they were just in a room. And we're like, right, let's make music. Whereas nowadays, it's like one person's an idea and another dude is like in a lab crafting some beats. I mean, that's exactly what we're doing, I guess. But like, but I think that's what's making it. And everything's all really heavily compressed. Overproducing is a big thing now. Like, everyone doesn't like. Everything sounds so clean. I guess that's the best way to put it.
And we're not perfect.
Yeah.
As human beings, as living expressions, we're not perfect, but that's what makes us beautiful. Yeah. And to remove that, especially like things with auto-tune that actually removes the sound quality and corrects it, you're distorting reality. The same way we're distorting sound is the same way we're distorting visually. Yeah. And that's just what I believe and what I see, and it's just like, I'm not for it. Like, yeah, I'll make a song and I want it to be of good quality, but I don't want it to sound so much that it doesn't even sound like me, that I'm performing it live and it doesn't even sound like me. Like, I can honestly say, and I'm very proud, that I sound exactly the same as I sound on tracks as I do live. Yeah. Even when I was doing the video the other day, I was like, bloody hell, I actually sound really good. I'm like, wow.
I love that. Yeah. That's cool. But yeah, it's yeah.
Hello, I'm Chantel Gabriella Jazz, and you've just been listening to Conversations Need to Be Had. And if you like that episode, then please like this video and share it far and wide so people know what time it is, and so we can help elevate the human consciousness to a higher level and having these really important conversations. If you would like to engage with us on social media, then feel free. We are on Twitter, Need to Be Had. We are also on Instagram, c.n.t.b.h. I just like them dots. I had to fill the dots. But anyway, or if you would like to engage with us through email because maybe you want to contribute or maybe you would like to feature on this podcast, who knows, then please email us at needtobehad@gmail.com. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to this episode, and stay tuned as we have so much more content to give you. Peace.